Hey guys, welcome to another day on the shop. Today, I'm joined by my colleague, Jordan. He's happy to be here too. Today we're going to be working on the Camaro. We, from the drive, well, I locked the hood. From the drive, the carburetor sucks. It's got trash in it. So what we're going to do is, I'll crank it up probably and let y'all listen to it and how bad it sounds. But I'm going to take it apart today and throw it in an ultrasonic cleaner, a do-it-yourself ultrasonic cleaner, which I'm going to make. And hopefully it'll clean it out and everything, and then I'll put it back together, throw it on, and you'll see at the end of the video if it worked or not. So I'm hoping it works. Stay tuned. Alright, so we're going to open the doors if I can. Alright, open some doors. We're going to have to prime this thing, but y'all have heard it run in the past 3 videos a couple times. So, prime it. Purring, sort of. Sounds almost like a miss. So we're going to hit the throttle, flip it, and see how bad it sounds. Every time I hit the throttle, it dips down. So there's got to be trash in the carb that I'm thinking, because it's not running right at all. So, yeah, that's the object of today is. So we're gonna be taking this off. It's full of fuel now because I'm stupid, but I gotta clean this filter out anyway. I want to lengthen this line and get this filter off the alternator. That would be nice. So we're gonna pop all these hoses off and this linkage and all over here, and once we do that, we'll pop the carb off and yeah, we'll get it on the bench. So we're breaking this down. Just took the fuel line off. Now I'm going to just break the whole thing down again like I did a couple months ago. Pull it apart and make sure I keep everything in its place. So this is more of entertainment than it is actual how-to. Pull the jets off though, front and rear, putting them, labeling them right here, going front. Right, that on some napkins. Huh? That might work.
I mean, obviously take the chlorine out of it, but
yeah, I think I have a bigger one. So the carb is tore apart, and now we're going to put it in this bucket that fits all my parts. It's got a little water in there because we just washed it out. So take the main body, stick it down in here. Other little metal plates. This base plate I'm going to just soak on its own because it doesn't quite fit in this bucket with everything else. Put one of these in here. Oh, one of these in here. One of these in here. I'm going to try it just like this. If it works, cool. If it doesn't, I'll end up just slowly doing one piece at a time so that they can get the full effect. Because I don't really... Yeah. I want this thing clean. So we're going to put this thing together. I got an orbital sander I'm going to put on top right here. So let's get this thing going. Alright, so I've got the carburetor body and everything else in here, and then I've got the base in here. Filling these up with water now. They've got simple green in them, and then we're going to put the orbital sander on this one and let it run for about an hour. It's a new day. We let this sit vibrating with the ultrasonic cleaner for about 30 minutes, and then I've let it sit for about another, I don't know, little over 24 hours. So the bubbles have settled in here and everything else. It still needs a little bit of scrubbing, but all in all it looks a lot better. Got a lot of the grime off. It's eating away a lot of stuff in here. Looks like the same thing. So I'm still gonna spray some carb cleaner through everything and see if I can be happy with the results of it. I'm gonna scrub a little bit, and then I'm gonna wash it all down with some water and dry it all off, and we'll go from there. I can say these are pretty much clean everywhere. So yeah, just needs a small little scrub, and then we'll start reassembling, and we'll throw it back in there. Then we'll hopefully stop having that little flat spot, or that stutter. So y'all just hold on. We're gonna clean this stuff up and let it dry out a little bit. Alright, so I cleaned them off, used a little nylon brush. I'm putting them back in here just to knock any other sediment off. I'm going to run this for about 20 or 30 minutes. Come back, turn it off, clean them out, and then blow them out with the air hose. Probably use some carburetor cleaner in it just to make sure there's nothing else left in it. And then we're going to let it dry, and then we'll come back and assemble the whole thing, put it in the car, see how it runs. So let's turn this on for about another 30 minutes or so and see how they come out. Alright, so I let it soak and then let it dry, wash off and dry a little bit. Still got some deposits of the degreaser and stuff on the outside. The inside I've cleaned off already. I'm going to spray it again with some carb cleaner. Right now I'm going to dry it all off, and then I'm going to let it dry on the inside, and then I'm going to spray it with carb cleaner when I get when it gets all dry. So I've laid it all out, I've washed it off with water, cleaned it good, and now we're going to spray it all off. Yeah, I'm going to let those dry for a bit, and then I'm going to come back with some carb cleaner and we're gonna clean it out one more time, then put the whole thing back together and put it back in there and hopefully do some burnouts that aren't hesitant. Okay. Let's let these dry a little bit more and then we'll get the carb cleaner. It's all cleaned up, put back together, ready to go back in. Oh, my lens. Sorry about that. So I put everything back together, put some new stuff in it. I still have to work with the float bowls and the air adjustments. So I'm gonna put this back on and yeah, see how this goes. I gotta cut another fuel line because I want it a little bit longer. Like I said at the beginning of the video, it looks all shiny because I kind of sprayed it with WD-40 to get everything where I wanted it and cleaned off and everything else. So yeah, let me slap this thing back on. Everything's in here. I just made my new fuel line. I connected it to the alternator bracket, which is another rubber hose, and it's zip tied down so it doesn't really fray or rub a hole in it or anything. Everything's back together. Carb's on now. Filter's clean. So now it's just the test of if I've cleaned the junk out of the carburetor. So we'll have to find that out. Gotta clean up real quick and then we'll hop in the car. Alright, so engine bay's clean. I need to open this door. There we go. I'm gonna prime the system and see if nothing leaks. Hopefully it doesn't. Let's see. Pump fuel. Nope. So it cranks. A couple pumps right here. Needs a lot of adjustment. Yep. So it needs a lot of adjustment. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. Okay. Alright, so we're going to take this carburetor and we're going to start tuning it. We're going to set it back to basically a factory setting. So we're going to start with looking back here. Here's the idler screw right here. Alright, well, we're going to first click my screwdriver where it needs to be. There we go. Alright, so we're going to take it all the way back to where there's no movement. All the way back. There we go. Alright, and then when we see just a little movement, back it off, there's no movement. We're going to go 1, 2. We're going to go one full turn. So that should set that. Next we're going to go to the idler mixture screws on each side. So we're going to put them all the way in, and once you hit bottom you'll feel it. Then you're going to come off 1.5 turns. So that's that's a half. That's 1. Alright, that's 1.5. So let's do the other side. we played with trying to tune it. It runs. I can blip the throttle. So it does pretty good. There is more tuning that needs to be done. I can show you right now. I can start it right up. Key. Alright. Flipping the throttle. It is idling a little bit high. You gotta hear it. But I think the timing's off about here. So I gotta look into it. That's gonna be the next video. Look up this thing off. So I appreciate y'all tuning in to this episode of the shop. Don't mind, my shop is getting cleaner every day, sort of, not really. Cold weather hoodie. Get you a hoodie. Teesprings. Check out Instagram and stand by for some giveaways. We got some more heading out. So keep tuning in. We'll have this thing on the road soon enough. New gauges, because the old ones don't work now. I don't know, or the new old ones don't work because of, I don't know, I guess they sat on the shelf too long. So yeah, we got a little water leak right here too. We gotta find out if it's the water neck right here or the actual hose, and I think it's the hose. I did find a vacuum leak right here, so that helps out. So it's a little progress here and there as this thing goes on. But thank you again for tuning in, and until next time.